The strange part, you already know. That clarity arrived months ago. You're not waiting on an answer. You're waiting on permission to act like the answer is already true. You catch yourself about to say who you are, and you reach for the smaller version of the sentence instead, the qualified and safe one, the one that leaves you room to not really mean it. This whole season has been ground you fought to reach. You learned to stand on it when it still felt tender. You felt your old self waiting for you to come back. Somewhere in there, the question changed under your feet. The only remaining hurdle? Whether you will let the truth lead. You keep waiting for one more sign, another result before you will say it plainly. You tell yourself, I'm just being humble and careful. But the goalposts move every time you get close. Underneath that is a self that doesn't trust its own knowing. One that learned claiming something uncertified meant punishment. So you built an identity that waits for the outside world to go first. It made sense at once, kept you safe in rooms that didn't want you certain. I know this one from the inside. I wanted to launch this podcast for months. I had the work and the reps, years of it. And I sat on it. Something happened that spring, and I let my own thoughts run the delay. Told myself I was getting ready. The truth? I wasn't getting ready. I was waiting for permission. Nothing changed between the spring and the fall, except that I stopped waiting. Crossing this is quiet. When I started, I questioned every episode before I posted it. Today I post it, share the story, teach a thing, no hedge. The first time I stopped second guessing, it was scary as hell. I was sure I would lose people, followers and my audience, the ones who liked the smaller version of me. What I know now is simple. The people who need what I teach will find it. Those who aren't ready won't. That's not mine to fix. Once you stop shrinking, you stop letting the people around you shrink you. There's someone who's lived in the comments, sharp and present, speaking from experience every single time. But trying to bring her on stage just isn't happening. The old me would have let that sit politely. This version of me asked her directly, what's stopping you? Since I'm not waiting anymore, I don't have patience to watch someone else wait. So here's your one question to carry out the door today. What would you claim about yourself if no one confirmed it first? If what surfaced today has weight, that's worth following. Trace what you heard back to what it's actually been costing you. The no-cost identity call, that's where we find your permission. Tomorrow, we close this season. There's one thing left to do with ground that you fought to reach. The only step remaining, live there. This is the new ground, and you fought to reach it. So learn what it means to stand here. With strength and heart, I'm Sean Michael. Stay close. We spend a lot of time on this show talking about the threshold, the space between the identity that got you here and the one required for the new ground. You're listening to this because something in your current architecture is fracturing. You're running the performer playbook or the striver protocol, and it's costing you an immense amount of energy to maintain the facade. The external results are there, but the internal friction, it's burning you out. Most people will let this episode end and go right back into the performance. They'll put the mask back on for their next Zoom meeting and keep relying on the identity that's actively caging them. I'm looking for the leader who's done performing. If you're ready to look at the structural identity collapse happening beneath the surface, We need to map your architecture. Go to the link in the show notes, book your identity clarity call. We'll identify the exact survival identity running your calendar and begin the shift into conscious leadership. Stop performing, start becoming.